And we are back, episode 45 here of Journey to a Million on this Wednesday evening here, around 6 p.m. as we love to try for here on the podcast. Of course, we have the full Journey to a Million squad here. Myself, Drew Skyberg, Zack Roush up in the top right. Zack, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
And then we have Jared on the bottom where you sometimes can't see his name. Here, I'll move it. There you can see Jared's stuff there. Jared, how you doing?
Doing good. You'll see my name for like 10 seconds and then
and then there it goes. It is gone. But anyways, we have a wild week 4 to talk about here on the podcast. A week 5 preview, of course, as well. We talk our takeaways. As always, we have our drafts to do. And of course, if you have fantasy football questions, please send them in. We'll be answering them. We ran start and sits last week. Helped a lot of people out. We hope we helped them out, but gave them some trade advice and went with that. But again, let's go a little bit into last week. Let's talk about the weekly picks, the weekly fantasy picks to start, as we like to do here on the podcast. And hate to toot my horn, but you guys are a little bit of talking last week saying, Drew, what are you doing with those picks?
Finally has one good week and he thinks he's the pro.
Well, when you guys tell me, what are those picks or whatever was said? I mean, Jared,
I'm just happy I didn't go 1-4. Okay.
But, yeah, I was very happy with my turnout in weeks. I won the team picks and the fantasy picks, both of them. So a sweep for Drew in week 4.
Look at him go, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to keep going. I got to enjoy it.
It's pretty cool.
Look, I put up 3 straight weeks, the first 3 weeks of the year of having under 70 points, and then I go up to 81.68. So
he's still going.
Pretty good week. Okay, now I'm done. Jared, you talk about how you performed in week 4.
I went 3-2. I had the Packers, the Bills, and the Vikings. They all won, and then Dolphins and Colts. I think I'm done taking the Colts. Every time
what happened with the Colts?
So far, they've lost. JT got hurt. Starting to scare me a little bit.
Are not good.
No, they're fine. They'll be
down by quite a bit at the beginning. Just saying.
Frank Wright fired up.
The Titans. They're Jim Irsay said that Ballard and
I did see
Reich are both on the hot seat if they don't turn it around. Now players are starting to act out a little. Nyheim Hines commenting on how Tennessee has had Tannehill for years now, and the Colts are getting a new quarterback every year. It's hard to adapt to a new quarterback, and they have to takes time to gel. He said they will do it like they always do, but it's just kind of frustrating for the players now. And I know Shaq Leonard said something over the offseason too, like another year, another quarterback. Here we go. They're getting annoyed
Carson Wentz. I'm sure he would have stayed.
Okay. Yeah. So they're getting upset with him. So I think that, like I said, they're on the hot seat. And I wouldn't be mad to see at least Reich go. I think Ballard's still a good GM. I think he should at least get a few more chances, but Reich's got to go.
Fantasy picks shared for you. You finished 75.98 points. You finished in second behind me. And sorry, I had to include the behind me to make sure I finished
still
number 1 in week 4. Zach, do you want to talk about how you did? I mean, it was real. I mean, let's go to team picks. You had very good weeks 1 through 3. Week 4, still over 500, but not as good as those first 3.
I like to hold myself to a high standard. And I lost to Drew. So I do not meet that standard this week. Yeah, Lions, and I don't even know who the other team was, but I think it's Broncos, but they blew it. Obviously, Lions, great offense, and yeah, they just like offense a lot on both teams.
Not much defense for the Lions, huh?
Fantasy picks, 63.78 points there for Zach. Yeah, that Kittle touchdown, that was not a touchdown. Kittle. Yeah.
He was Kittle.
Step out.
But I took Kittle in the Monday Night Football lines too. He ended with 20 yards.
Yeah, I think we gotta stop taking Kittle. We'll talk more about that in that.
Kind of like Kyle Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
That's so frustrating. I have him in a dynasty league, and very frustrating situation. And with that, let's kind of go then how we usually do it here. Let's go into week 4, yeah, and let's talk about how it wins. Let's go through our big takeaways, right? We usually like to do that. I just want to go on a little rant here to start. So the Alvin Kamara thing is just so frustrating for fantasy managers. And I'm not even, I actually would have won
because he didn't get him out of his lineup.
Oh, yes. But in one of my leagues,
did you lose that league?
I did lose, and I lost because of that. I lost by 5 points.
See, Drew, I know you're ranting here, but you're like the third or fourth person to tell me that they didn't do that. You're a fantasy owner. You got to wake up. You got to know what your team is like.
I'm not
dedicated.
I woke up at 8 a.m.
Dedication.
I woke up at 8 a.m. Took them out of 2 of my leagues. Went back to bed. Saw the second.
I'm not. Game. I never asked the commissioner in that league to change it. Never did. Yeah. I just can vent and say that we've never really had anything like this. Usually, I mean, we've had, of course, people not play in London games or Europe games or whatever, but they're ruled out the night before, the day before, Friday. We've never really had this short of a thing. I more feel for the people on the West Coast, people who it starts at 6:30. What about people in like Australia or other places where they play?
Yeah,
right. I'm just thinking.
The thing is like he was trending towards playing too when we went to bed on.
Oh
Saturday night.
Exactly, and that's where like I just wanted to point out like we've never seen really anything like this. Again, I understand I don't deserve right to be able to put someone else in. Right, I should have been up, but I just find it crazy as again how many fantasy owners woke up that morning. I mean, Alvin Kamara fantasy owners woke up with an out 0 points in their lineup. I was one of them, so. That was kind of tough.
Just a reminder, the Packers and Giants play in London again this Sunday, so 8:30 there's a game that starts, Drew.
Well, I'm sure if it's the Packer game, you guys will both be up for that.
But I'll be up. I was up and I fell back to sleep. That's kind of like that's kind of why I'm very upset as well. I was up. I was up at like 7:30, and then I went back to bed. I woke up at 8:40.
That's too late.
Yeah, 10 minutes too late. I know. At the end of the day, but
dedication is lacking.
Deadlines. You got to meet them deadlines.
Exactly. Jared, I know you said you had some takeaways.
Yeah, I got a few.
Throw them at us.
You guys might not agree with some of them. I just wanted to throw in there, Jags are pretenders. I mean, they lost to a Chargers team that was struggling. Chargers look good, I know, but they just came off a win against the Colts.
He's talking about the Eagles, Jared.
The Eagles?
No,
all right.
Jaguars
beat the Chargers and then lost.
Oh, they played the Eagles. Eagles. That's what. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So the Jaguars, they lost to the Eagles. And I don't know, the Eagles haven't beaten like a team that's good besides the Vikings, and they haven't looked impressive in my opinion. I think the Jaguars are just still a year or two away. I know you guys are high on the Jaguars, especially Zack, but I don't think that they're going to be anything this year. I think they'll finish third in the division. Titans and Colts will still be 1 and 2. Maybe that's a little biased, but I don't know. So you guys think?
Here's the thing with the Eagles and Jaguars game is Trevor Lawrence had 3 fumbles.
It was rain.
I think 2 of them were in the red zone. At least one of them was. So if he only has like 1 fumble, I think they win that game. They only lost by 8, and they were up 14-0, and then those fumbles kind of let the Eagles get back into the game. So I think they were very competitive. They had a real chance, and then obviously the fumbles kind of ruined that.
Well, I mean, you could say that about Joe Burrow week 1 too. He had 5 picks. Doesn't throw those picks, and he's good to go, right? Or 4 picks, whatever he had.
Yeah.
Well, furthermore, the conditions in the game, I believe it was a pretty rainy, windy game out in Philly. And with that, again, which team has more favorable conditions with that? The Eagles, right? The run-heavy Eagles, or the Jacksonville Jaguars? It's gonna be the conditions really favor the Eagles. I'm not trying to say that means the Jags shouldn't have won, but they only ran the ball 19 times compared to their 50. And when you run that much,
that's what I was gonna say. James Robinson put up a whopping like 3 fantasy points this week.
But
they needed to run and they didn't.
Are we seeing ETN start to take that role?
Yep, that's what we're doing. That's a takeaway. But he outsnapped him this week. He's been on a track. He's been on a trend. It's been an upward trend for the last 4 weeks now. It's slowly gone up.
I'm a best ball ETN holder. I want ETN to get snaps. But
Robinson hasn't had any crazy snap shares the whole season. He's always been around that 50-60%.
Well, we were just talking last week, and you guys were so adamant saying James Robinson looks like the starter there.
Oh, Jared. I was not. I own ETN and Dynasty.
Zach even looked up the stats and said James Robinson was good throughout last year, and you showed me all the stats.
Things can change, though. Yeah, I did say that, but now Robinson was just kind of out of the game.
One bad.
I guess
week.
Not out of the game, but he had 8 carries. So I don't think it's going to be like. This week is going to be ETN is having 75% of the touches, but I think this could be a step in that direction.
Well, they're against the Texans. I mean, it's a really good matchup. I should have benched ETN last week. I didn't, but I think, many people are going to be like, now you got to bench him till further notice. I'm like, ooh, against the Texans, I think this could be the week. I think this is Travis Etienne week here in week 5. That's one of my takeaways. So that's from that game. Otherwise, I guess, do you have any other takeaways, Jared, you want to hit on right away?
Just kind of one that I want to throw out there. I heard a lot of Packer fans saying how the Packers are struggling. I don't believe so. I mean, they beat a Bucs team that was hurt, and the Vikings, that's just week 1 stuff. Me being at the game, I saw Rodgers have one of the worst games of his career, if I might say. Like, he was really bad. Good, yeah. He was missing every throw. And they still beat. I know they had Bailey Zappi on the team, but he looked good. Their run defense is the only thing that scares me. That's why this week is going to be scary with Saquon coming in. It's going to be like, might put up 150 yards, I'm thinking, like Ramondre Stevenson did last week. But I think that they'll still be fine. They're still 3-1, and they have some easy opponents coming up.
Yeah, so with the New England rushing, they put up a combined 167, 66 yards for Ramondre. Then plus Harris having 86 yards. But what I saw from that game, I guess my takeaway, I think Matt LaFleur got outcoached the whole game. I mean, I think in some aspects it showed more than others, especially right when you challenge a play that was obviously you weren't going to win and emotion takes over. And that could have costed you. I mean, that really. I
want to add something there. So at the game, they were showing on the Jumbotron. I don't know what it looked like on TV, but Matt LaFleur, you looked right at him. He was contemplating it, and they kept showing on the Jumbotron. They would show up until he hit the ground. We saw one, like two steps, ball reached forward, and he landed. That's all we saw. So Matt LaFleur was getting in his ear, like he was getting told, don't challenge it. It's not a catch.
Yep.
But all he was seeing is they didn't show it. And then as soon as he threw the flag, they played 2 seconds later and we saw the ball come out. So it was more of like I believe that what I'm seeing is a catch kind of a thing and not listening to what New York or whoever was in his ear.
That's still kind of on him though. He's got to know that like he's got to control the ball after that. And if he can't see that on the replay, then he's got to listen to the guys that can see that up in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to trust the guys working under him. I mean, that's the thing that just can't happen in a game like this. Again, it didn't cost them, but that was something. And then just overall how Bill Belichick was able to utilize. I mean, he was able to, of course, we saw Rodgers. Rodgers tries to get those free plays. Belichick was calling timeouts. I mean, he was doing a nice job of doing the game management for Zappi, I felt. And that's kind of what kept them in this game. And overall, I mean, that's why this Patriots team, I know they're 1-3, but they are a tough 1-3 team, I guess, is how I'd say it.
And that was a good call too when Belichick called that timeout. I think it was a 4th and 3 or a 4th and 2, which would have given him a first down. And called the timeout. Yeah, he did a good job. I mean, it was kind of predictable because we knew they'd be running the ball a lot. Packers defense just couldn't stop it, but Zappi made some throws when he needed to. Others, I mean, you can't really blame him coming in as a third string when Hoyer goes out, but he had a good game, I think.
Are we buying that Romeo Doubs and Allen Lazard are kind of setting themselves apart from the rest of the receiving corps in Green Bay?
Yes and no. I think Christian Watson needs more chances downfield. He doesn't get targets downfield anymore. Ever since that drop, he gets little.
That's some. I want to see Watson get more targets. I think at the end of the year, it's going to be the Lazard, Watson, and Dobbs is going to be the 3 starters.
I think Tunyon will get some targets too. But
my Tunyon call for the touchdown, I called it last week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Toot.
He had 2 catches, Drew.
I know, but I said it was like Bobby. I said it was Robert Tunyon touchdown week. Yeah. So it happened, but no, I wanted to touch on really. I felt with Watson and Rodgers. I mean, I believe Watson was that target on the pick 6. I just feel the report's not there. I mean, and that's something, right? We talked about this on this very podcast. The training camp, they weren't throwing. I mean, Watson wasn't there.
Wasn't a good throw.
Well, that too, but I mean, it just looked off too. I mean, he fell off.
Well, it wasn't even with him. Rodgers had a really bad game. He was throwing over shoulders of Dobbs, Cobb, and all of his receivers were just one step off. It was a good game, but it was kind of not what Rodgers is normally putting out there.
Rashawn Gary, Defensive Player of the Year. Anyone? You buying? I'm buying.
No.
First half, Rashawn Gary, yeah. Second half, he kind of slowed down. But
Rashawn Gary, Zack, I believe right now, odds-wise, he's number 2 or 3 on Defensive Player of the Year charts.
I saw 2.
So
he doesn't have the hype for it. Not yet.
Come on. So it's right now. It's got to be Micah Parsons then, right? If you're looking at it, right? TJ Watt being out, Garrett, of course, missing some time now.
I'd say I think it's probably like Parsons, Donald, Gary, and Nick Bosa.
Hey, watch out for
Bosa
Minka.
Gets hurt always.
Watch out for Minka.
Minka's had injury things too. I just feel like if Gary stays healthy, I feel like he's got some good chance there. Of course, Parsons as well.
But Donald's always going to be top 5.
Yeah, I mean, Donald's one of those guys. It's like it's like Ohtani, right? I mean, how they talk about him in baseball right now, where you could just give him the MVP every year.
It's kind of like if no one proves themselves, it just gets thrown to Donald, basically.
Yeah, but then like Donald right now, team success wise, has been a good start there for the Rams. But otherwise,
Nick Bosa's having a kind of under the radar season so far.
I just mentioned Zack with injury wise.
He hasn't been injured yet, has he?
Not that this year.
Well, we're talking about a this year award.
Yeah. I'm just saying right now we're only through 4 games. We're talking about a full 17-game season award. Can he stay healthy?
Predict injuries. Like CMC's still healthy,
But again,
what has Nick Bosa had besides the torn ACL?
You say torn ACL like it's just
it's just a little cut finger,
Well, that's the second year. He came back last year. He played good. He's playing.
Just saying, injuries happen, Zack, and with a player who already has a torn ACL, the odds of tearing it again are even higher. So, I just think that's something to keep in mind. Where Rashawn Gary, I believe, no torn ACL history. Again, we're looking small things, but yeah, I mean, Bosa certainly a finalist in the award right now for sure. So, are there any other?
Throw one more in there really quick. I just wanted to say that Fields is the worst NFL starting quarterback in the league. Worse than Trubisky, worse than Daniel Jones.
Starter anymore.
Yeah, he was a starter. Worse than Kenny Pickett. He's terrible. The line for his over-under completions was 13.5.
His yards was 148.
Yeah, he went.
That's the lowest ever.
He had 11 completions, and his over-under was 13.5 or 12.5. Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah. Mooney, though, 4 for 94. Just saying, it was finally a week where you can say, hey, Darnell Mooney did something.
Yeah. What did Cole Kmet do?
Cole Kmet put up 4.6 PPR points, in case you were wondering.
Okay.
So, again, not trying to say that's good. He only hit 3 targets, so that target share is not where we wanted it.
Touchdowns? I don't think so.
Nope.
I think they had 4 field goals.
Nope, 4 field goals.
12. 12 points. Yep.
Wow. Also during the TikTok that Jared, the clip you chose, very good one where Drew says Jets book it as upset of the week.
Hey, I said we were talking about Commanders and Cowboys. I think the Commanders. No, I think it was what was it, like a 15-9 game or something like that. It was like actually a lot closer. It was like 23 to. I think they scored at the end. Yeah, check that score because like in
it was 25-10.
25-10 was it?
But Jared, you said the Commanders were gonna win.
Yeah.
You were like Cooper Rush.
It's the wrong take. Yeah.
You were like Cooper Rush, man.
He's like the only quarterback.
You're like he's bad.
To win 3 straight games or something like that. I saw.
He's the only quarterback to start 4-0 in his first start.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
Right when I saw it, I went back to the clip. I was like, wow. Jared's like, yeah, Cooper. He was like, yeah, Cooper Rush, man. Yeah.
No, I said it's Cooper Rush. What do you expect? I didn't think he was gonna. I don't know.
Sorry, I just enjoyed that
the streak this week.
Carson Wentz
in LA
once again, like always.
Okay. What about that 48-45 game? That was kind of the other one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Lions are a really good, not really good, but they're a good 1-3 team. They just put up so many
mutually beneficial games to fantasy managers, so that if you have a player on either team, you have a good chance.
But if you have their defense, I don't think anyone has their defense. But
well, then don't start them.
I just find so I just look at this game and think about how good the defense or the Seattle Seahawks defense performed week 1 against the Broncos, and then look at how they did in this game against the Lions, giving up 45 points. That I think for me that just mostly shows how bad the Broncos offense really was week 1. I mean, I know we know it was bad, but And I know you can't base it off week by week sometimes, but like
it was rough returning to Seattle though. It was it's a tough
Lions are good
for him.
offense too though.
Yeah,
like their offense is actually good.
Even without Swift,
I mean, I guess that they're missing some guys.
Well, Jamal Williams had a great
Amonra.
game too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good waiver wire guys. Like, if you wanted to do some streamers that week, this, that it was the game to do that. Josh Reynolds, I know a lot of people picked up, had himself a day.
Did you see their injury report?
For last week or the current one right now?
This week, Swift, Reynolds, Amon-Ra.
Yeah, it's
like all their receivers.
Hawkinson, every single.
So like Jamal Williams again, if you got him, you start him. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Barring you have better running backs, but
I mean, I took him in my player picks last week, and he put up like 30 points.
Yeah, that was good play, Jared. Good play.
Still didn't beat Drew, right? Drew beat me, I think. Yeah.
Have we saw anything on Jameson Williams?
Say it again.
It's a couple weeks yet.
Zack, I believe he's literally going to be like second half. I believe he's going to be more of like not week 7. I think he's literally going to be like double digit weeks. Like we'll see him week 10, week 9. So I think he's pretty farther away than people think.
Like we've seen him make cuts on the field.
Didn't it say originally over the offseason it was going to be like week 5, week 4?
I always anticipate, at least when I have him in Dynasty, I was saying weeks 8 through 10. I'm going to probably get him around then. And I probably will stick with that. I guess I haven't seen any updates to make me move that. But Michael Gallup came back faster than anticipated, so could be something. He caught a touchdown last week, in case you're wondering. But
I wasn't.
Neither was I, honestly.
Sigh. That's kind of the week 4 stuff. Again, we'll keep kind of week 4 talk brief here. Let's go to week 5. Let's talk a little bit about. I guess we'll just go right to team and player picks, or did we miss something in week 4?
Let's go for it.
All right, Zach, what's the order?
We're doing team or fantasy picks first.
Up to you.
All right, we're gonna start with fantasy picks. Order is I'm first pick, and then
because you got last,
Jared, and then Drew. Yes, Jared, thank you. Just
Winner.
wait until we get to team picks because you got last in there.
No, we tied. What do you mean? We tied.
But your record the week before.
Oh, we're doing that. Okay,
you get last.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, I don't want to go first.
I do.
And don't lose, as Charlie Lumberger said. Don't lose.
I'm not used to this.
Quoting the great
first
Charlie
pick
Lumberger
in the picks. So
yeah,
we're gonna start with. This is tough. I'm gonna go receiver. I'm gonna go Adams, Devontae Adams.
I already got to cross one out. Thank you, Zach.
I didn't have
him.
No
problem.
I didn't have him.
All right, Jared, just take the guy I want. Do it.
No, I know you're I'm not gonna actually. I'm gonna go running back. And,
no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Take Derrick Henry.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. All right, first round pick. I can't believe I'm saying it. Nyheim Hines.
No way you're doing that. He was on my flex. Yeah.
Are you serious?
He's starting.
Yeah.
Like, am I actually supposed to write that down?
Yeah, put it down.
Zach, he's starting. He's gonna put up.
Zach, you made this reaction last week, and think about what happened to you.
Who's gonna play? Dean Jackson. Deion Jackson, sorry.
Okay. You ready for my next one?
Come on.
I mean, I
that's like the Austin Eckler of the Colts right now. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Great pick.
Now I gotta think though, because
don't worry about him.
I don't want to take him.
Good pick.
Thank you, Jared.
Terrible pick.
What do you mean
He
terrible
scored
pick?
under 20 points, guaranteed.
Okay, I'll take 19 points from him.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, Jared, I'm with you here. Now because I had Devontae Adams like locked in. Okay, Jamar Chase has to do something better than he's done. I got to take Jamar Chase. I mean,
there he goes. All right, me then.
Okay.
All right, we'll go with JT out. They're going to be passing a lot, so I got to go Pittman as my receiver.
Two Colts taken first.
Yeah.
I took Pittman last week, Jared, and I was disappointed. So just be prepared.
Because all Jelani Woods and Molly Cox got everything.
Jelani! Sorry.
Jelani had like a few catches.
First round, Jared.
Touchdowns. Yeah.
First round pick.
We'll wait on that. He's a third string. Kylan Granson put up numbers too.
But he's tight end 17 right now.
Whatever.
Oh, it's standard. Hold on. Sorry. I hate
probably like 20.
He is tight end. Gelati. Whose turn is it?
Can I pick or
yeah,
you guys
it's you, Zach.
still
You got 2
talking?
picks. No, you got 2 picks.
All right, I'm gonna go Damian Pierce at Jacksonville.
Okay.
Can't say I'm a fan of that pick, but okay.
I'm not either, but it's all right.
Oh, is it my turn?
Also going
No.
Miles Sanders at Arizona.
All right, we'll cross him off.
Oh, I like that one,
I'm
Zach.
going
I'll give you
risky
that.
this week. I need
You're
upside.
taking a bunch of
Chasing
exploding
upside.
players. Yeah. Might as well take
Well,
Mike Evans while you're at it.
I don't have a spot for him anymore. Jared, it's your pick.
It's me. It is me. We're gonna go a guy who had a great week last week and is gonna have another great week, and that's Deebo Samuel.
Nobody took Herbert yet?
Nope.
Taking Herbert.
Injured Herbert. Go ahead.
I'll take injured Herbert. I'll take him against Cleveland, and I'll also take him because Keenan Allen could be back.
A Joe Burrow and a Kyler Murray.
All right, I'm doing it. Call me crazy. Travis Etienne flex.
That's why you lose every week.
Just took first last week. Etienne flex. Starting him in all my leagues.
Over Rashad Penny and
oh yeah, I'm selling high on Rashad Penny right now.
Okay. CMC, you don't want him?
Nah, I'll pass.
No,
He's top 5.
No, he's not. He was 6.
PPR, Jared.
He's definitely top 5. I will look up the leaders right now.
Okay, then like Aaron Jones, you don't want him?
No. Yeah, he's 5 right now, Jared.
CMC is number 5.
Ah,
Paul Williams number 6.
I didn't take him.
Jared, you can have James Robinson.
No, I got to make sure now because is it my pick?
Yeah.
Okay. You took 2, Drew?
Yes, I took 2. You
Okay,
just made fun of me.
You know what? I'm riding the Colts this week. Thursday Night Football. Give me Big Mo in the end zone.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. I am dead serious.
Zach, take Gelati.
Give me Big Mo.
Do it.
Oh my God.
Do it.
Give me Iguodala.
This is awesome.
We literally got ETN, Damian Pierce, and Mo Alley Cox all picked like back to back.
And Naeem Hines.
Yeah.
Zach, it's called forecasting.
Yeah.
We're all going to score like a combined 100 points this week.
That's fine.
I'm going to go. We're going to go. Ah, shoot, this stuff. I'm going to Joe Burrow at Baltimore.
Hmm.
And then
Drew,
I'm going to go.
Oh, sorry. You can go.
What was that?
I was asking, aren't we using sleeper leaders?
No, we're using Fantasy Pros PPR.
We are using.
You said we're using sleeper default because it's PPR already.
Sure. We're using the scoring off of the $20 podcast fantasy football league.
Yeah,
that's where I get the scores from.
Which is the same as what I'm using for PPR on here.
Which is the same.
Yes.
Whatever.
Everyone relax.
CMC's listed as 6 on there. That's all I want.
Tight end, I'm going with Pat Freiermuth.
Really? Over Kylan Granson and Jelani Woods?
Actually, wait. No, I want to change that.
No.
I just crossed him off.
I'm changing it.
No.
Who's San Francisco against this week?
Doesn't
Carolina?
matter. Jelani Woods is still on the table.
Taking Kittle?
I'm taking George Kittle. 3 weeks in a row. I'm ready to be disappointed.
He clowns on Drew for taking weird picks, and then he just gives up the week like that.
Jay, I told you I'm going for upside here.
And you could either put up 120 or you could put up like 20.
Exactly. I'm just hoping it's the 120.
Jared, your turn, right?
Then I'll take my quarterback and Kyler Murray.
That's terrible.
I'm taking Waller. Come on, Waller's got to do something.
Is Renfro back?
Aren't they against? Who are they against?
Kansas
City. Like, I'm hoping for touchdowns though. I'm literally just
Monday night game, right?
No, yeah. I want red zone targets from Waller.
Not happening. They're all going to Adams. Adams is putting up 130 and 2 touchdowns.
So Hines is going to put up 50 this week, right? ETN puts up 40.
I could see that happening. Not ETN, but Hines definitely. No bias.
Hines 4 touchdowns.
His team is scoring 40 points right now.
10 to 15 receptions.
Oh, what do you mean, Zach?
Okay.
I'm just going to get like
here.
8.
I'm going to call it right
ETN's
now. Hines
get another 8.
Hines is going to have 8 rushing attempts for 62 yards, and he's going to have 4 receptions 4 receptions.
Only 4 receptions?
55. Yep, for 55 and a touchdown.
I think his usage is going to be higher than
average yards per touch is like 10 yards.
I was thinking more like 15 for like 40 on the ground or 35 on the ground.
No, because they're not going to use him that much. Because Matt Ryan is going to pass like 40.
And then I was thinking like 8 receptions for like 60 yards and then like 2 touchdowns. That's what I was thinking, which I'll take.
I'm thinking, what did I say? 62 rushing yards and 55 receiving yards. And a touchdown.
All right, let's do some team picks here.
Zach, who's first?
You.
Oh, who's last?
You know why?
Oh,
because you got last.
Because we had the same record last week. Is that why?
Yeah, but you're like 6 games behind on the season.
I'll gladly take last because if the Bills lose to the Steelers, I'll take that loss.
Oh, so there's his first overall.
Yeah.
Off the board it goes.
I don't know. I don't care. The Colts and the Jaguars beat the Bills last year. So,
we're gonna go with. Shoot. I had a pick down, but I don't want that pick anymore. So we're gonna go with Tampa Bay over Atlanta.
Crossing it off already. What was the pick you wanted? That was the one that I was gonna say.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it, Derek, because
I gotta go back to back. I'll take Vikings and Packers.
Vikings and Packers.
Vikings against the Bears at home. Yeah. Packers, Giants, London.
Ooh. You could be 0-1 to start Sunday. When Saquon rushes for 150.
I'm gonna take. Let me see. I'm gonna take Philly over Arizona.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll take the Chargers over the Browns. And then I'll also take Kansas City over Las Vegas.
Kansas City over Vegas. Okay, well now I'm starting to lose a lot of the
San Francisco.
Out of the blue. Look at that.
San Francisco over Carolina.
Yeah. Anyone take New Orleans?
Nope.
I have them losing this week, actually.
I'm taking New Orleans. Now I got another one.
With Andy Dalton?
I'm taking Jaguars too, by the way.
I have them losing as well to the Texans. Texans get their
first. That's the one I was thinking about taking first round.
What?
They're at home.
I don't care. Texans need to get a win eventually. And if they're going to beat a team, it's going to be the Jags.
ETN.
So 4th pick, I'm going to take Tennessee against Washington.
Another upset pick that I was going to take. The Commanders are going to.
Jared's going for like all upsides.
Yeah.
We're all upsets.
Yeah. Well, we're on the upset path. So every time I take the Colts, they don't win. So I'm not taking the Colts, but I will take
the Colts.
Yeah. No, I'll take the Lions against the Patriots.
They're losing that game.
No.
100%.
1, 2, 3. Do I get another one?
Yeah.
And then Dolphins rebound this week against the Jets. Yeah. Definitely.
That's going to be upset too.
Stop.
Jets are winning.
Stop.
9-8 on the way. I'm going to take Denver over the Colts.
Of course. Like, why do you do that? Why do you do these things?
No JT? I mean,
okay.
Who do they have on offense? Pittman?
Hines, Pittman,
Pierce, a first-round pick.
Pierce has been amazing. What do you mean? Have you seen his catches? He's mossing everyone.
But he's mossing everyone's.
Kylan Granson, Jelani Woods, Moali Cox.
Denver's offense looked a little better last week.
They're amazing. They're an amazing team.
Did someone take the Chiefs yet? Sorry, I
did, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, Drew, you got to keep up with this stuff.
Well, no, I was really.
The only options you have are Rams, Cowboys, Ravens, Bengals.
Someone took the 49ers too?
That's it, right? Or
yeah, I took
take an opponent.
Oh, Zach. Well, I'll take Cardinals over Eagles.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, I want
to. Taking a guaranteed loss right there.
Yeah, right.
Really? You guys think Eagles starting?
One of my takeaways that I didn't mention was that the Eagles have to beat someone that's good, and they haven't beaten a good team yet, really.
Oh, Cardinals are at home.
They destroyed Minnesota.
Yeah,
Cardinals at home though.
Minnesota had a bad week.
I've never been a believer in Cliff Kingsbury and
To start the year, though. At the start of the year, though, you know how he is, Zach. First half of the year.
But Drew, you clowned on my Kyler Murray pick.
The first half.
What,
you clowned on my Kyler Murray pick, and now you're taking the Cardinals.
This is a different. When did I clown on it?
When I said Kyler Murray. Oh, that was you. You said bad pick. Oh.
Kyler's throwing 2 picks at least this week.
All right, yeah, I'm taking. So Cardinals is my upset of the week.
Oh, we're doing upset of the week.
5-0.
Yeah, and Philly's -5, and they're on the road, so that tells you something. But I'm taking.
I'll take an unpopular upset of the week. I'm gonna take the Giants over the Packers.
Are you worried about this game, Zach, as a Packer fan?
A little bit. It is.
You saw what all these decent running backs are doing to your team.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. So
I'm not that worried about that. I'm more worried about how many points is the offense going to put up, and then also we've seen some games in London where like huge upsets have happened.
That's for me, Zach.
It's just the travel and the difference in time it's a big deal.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about the Giants passing attack. Daniel Jones
traveled there. They got to be there by now, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure they were there like a few days ago.
They're there, Zach. I'm more worried about Daniel Jones running against the Packers.
Oh, you know how frustrating that was last week?
Gets them all the time.
I have Saquon in the podcast league. Daniel Jones 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, no, I seriously think
frustrated with that.
But I still think the Packers though have. I mean, I took it in team picks. I still think like there's a good chance this game still could be a 2-score win for the Packers. Like, I mean, I feel like it could go one of 2 ways. I feel like it's going to be close. Packers was a nail biter, or I feel like Packers just cruise with a win in London.
Who have the Giants beat besides the Titans that are a good team? Have they played a good team?
They beat the Titans, the Bears, and who's the other one?
Commanders, right? They beat the Commanders.
Week 2? No.
They beat the Commanders. Yes, they did.
Jared said so.
They did.
They lost to the Cowboys. Remember?
Yeah.
That's their one loss.
Positive they beat the Commanders. It was like a 17-19 game or something like that.
It was in week 2.
Week 2. And
also, I'm just not remembering it.
They beat Carolina.
1916.
1916.
So again, I think
we're a different team.
Yeah, and this Packer defense.
I think it's gonna be a very close game, though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be closer than consensus thinks.
Packers win by 1 score. That's where I'm at right now.
So yeah,
I'm gonna say going off
this date right now. So Jared could be, if Jared's saying taking spread, theoretically.
Yeah, going off of last week Packers performance, and now they're going to London. That's not really in their favor. I think that it'll be a lot closer than people think. So I'm gonna say 28-21. No, I'll say 28-24 Giants win because I'm taking the upset.
Okay.
Oof. I don't think they're scoring that much though. Is Jair going to be back? Not that really matters much because the Giants don't have any receivers.
Know that right.
Hey, Kenny Galladay might go off. You never know.
He's doubtful.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Fill in the blank here. The game of the week is blank.
Cincinnati, Baltimore.
Baltimore back-to-back game of the weeks, basically, considering they played Buffalo last week.
Yeah. I mean, this week, I think there's a lot of games that there's definitely one team that's favored. So, I mean, like a lot of our picks, when I was listing like the teams that I want to take in the team picks, usually I get to about like 5 or 6, but I got all the way down to 11 this week. So
I think Chargers and Browns is going to be the best game this week. Is that weird? I don't know.
Because you're taking a noon Herbert game against Brissett.
I just feel like from an aspect of competitiveness, I feel like it's going to be a good game at Cleveland. Noon.
I'm struggling with this one.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good games in terms of like.
I want to say the Raiders have a decent week, and I take Chiefs and Raiders. Okay. But I think Ravens and Bengals is probably the safe one, like Zack said.
Yeah, and we're looking primetime games.
Yeah.
And then
Seattle and was it Seattle and
New Orleans?
New Orleans, yeah.
I think the Seahawks win that game.
Chris Olave, man, he's the real
got
deal.
Seattle too. Upset.
Just put up 48 points last week. Another.
Do we know about Jameis?
Injured. Jameis and Thomas did not report to practice today.
What'd you say, Zach?
Practice, yeah. Not looking good for.
Yeah, Seattle. I get behind that.
I need Michael Thomas to get back though from a best ball team.
Is DK Metcalf okay after getting carted off last week?
Yes, he is. Yeah. Okay, and then another fill in the blank here. The team I am most intrigued to see this week is blank. Not picking your favorite team.
Okay.
Oof.
Ooh. Let's go first.
Zach, you can go.
Oh, me? Well, yeah. We're gonna go with.
I know who you're gonna say.
I don't think you do because I don't know who I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with Atlanta.
Oh, what? I thought you were gonna say the Jets.
That's a nice one.
I thought you were gonna say Jets
against Jets Dolphins.
Too. Yeah. Jets against a Tualus Dolphin squad. We're wishing, of course, two of the best here, but yeah,
the Jets
that's gonna be
that game.
I'm most excited. Is that the question? Excited?
No, intrigued. You're intrigued.
It's just avoiding the question, right?
Okay, I'm taking Jacksonville. I want to see AFC Southwise how they, if they're really, 5 weeks in, how do they bounce back?
If they're real against Houston,
yeah, I think they'll be all right. I'm gonna double down on that, Drew, and I'm gonna say I'm intrigued to see the Texans this week. I think they're gonna have their first win.
I just want to look at some of the AFC South. I want to see how the Jaguars bounce back. I know, again, Zach, like you said, against Houston, but I just really want to see if ETN. I mean, that's kind of like my big takeaway. I want to see that, of course. And I want to see if DJ Moore continues on his uptick of targets. Anyone? Nobody else cares about that?
No. Zach, you had Dameon Pierce, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that he'll have a good game against Jacksonville, and I think that they'll keep it close. If they don't win, it'll be a good game at least.
He was good last week, so that's kind of.
He was on most people's benches too because he hasn't put up many numbers really.
But yeah, I've been starting him in the podcast league.
Oh yeah, Pierce off. Now, so. Start him in the Fantasia League. Oh,
I lost my first week last week because I was the only 3-0 team, but I lost by like 0.5 points because someone caught a touchdown right at the end of the game, and I forgot who it was.
I'm 3-1 in there.
It was the Sunday night game. Whoever caught a touchdown like right at the end of the game lost me at the league.
I believe it's us two right now, and I think Elise is 3-1 as well.
Fournette, yep, he caught that little touchdown pass from Brady, and I lost by 0.6.
Am I 2-2 or 1-3, something like that? I don't know. I think
you're 1-3, Zach.
Are you 3-0?
My team is like
I'm 3-1.
Me too.
I think
I have more points than you.
It's yes. Yeah. Like I said, it's you, Elise, and I who are the 3-1 teams, I believe.
You know what I learned about standard though in that league? You need a good quarterback.
Yes.
Quarterbacks have a lot more value in standard leagues, and
I have Trevor Lawrence.
Realized that. I got Tom Brady.
Well, I did have Trey Lance, but
do I have Lamar? I think I have Lamar in that league.
Yeah, you had a home run, Jared. That's in standard so far. Mm-hmm. You do have a nice team in there. I do have to admit. The $5 one is going. Jared and I are.
I lost my first week last week. Now I'm 3-1.
I think I'm right behind. I'm number 2 right now.
I think us two are like the only two that have one loss, and everyone else is.
First question sent in here of the episode. Thank you. Here's the name, Clamped Easy. They want to know Mike Williams or Michael Pittman, and I'll tell you right away here for this. It depends really right now. Keenan Allen playing. It also, for me, right, PPR is something I want to know. But what do you guys think?
Doesn't matter.
Easy.
None of that matters. Come on. It's Pittman. Come on. It's got to be Pittman. With no JT, you know how much they're going to be passing that ball? Are you kidding me? They're not going to rely.
Wasn't doing much last week either. You know what Pittman did?
Wouldn't they be keyed more on Pittman though?
Then they're going to throw to Alec Pierce, and then they're going to switch defenders. Okay, well Alec Pierce, and then Pittman's going to get open again. Pittman will find his yards. He will.
If Keenan Allen's not playing, though, I'm taking Mike Williams.
I think Pittman's going to be more.
That's fair.
Like he's been more consistent, I guess.
And I hate to get around
about pretty much his only. Out of the 3 weeks he played, it was the only bad week. I think Mike Williams has had. I know he had that big game against who was that?
Kansas City, Thursday night.
Kansas City, and then the last 2 weeks haven't been spectacular.
That's why I won week 1 in my Yahoo league, and now I'm 1-3.
Okay,
because I have Pittman. And I actually have Williams and Pittman in that league.
So again, thank you for the question. Of course, we'd love to answer your questions. Is there any start-sit things you guys are contemplating for your own leagues this week?
I'm trying to decide if I start Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, or Jamal Williams. I think I still have to go with Jamal Williams.
Is it PPR?
No.
Ooh.
I started
Now you can start Jamal Williams.
I started Amari Cooper last week. Well, I started Jamal Williams as well, but let me just take a look at the league because I know I benched Amari Cooper and Brandon Cooks, I think. Let me just make sure. Here, so I started Jamal Williams and Amari Cooper. Cooper had 0 points. Miles Sanders is the other one. He put up 32 on my bench.
Go ahead, Zach.
Start Sanders.
You think so?
Yeah. Against Arizona, Arizona's defense isn't great against the run. I took him in fantasy picks, though, so I'm also a little biased.
He had 27 rushing attempts last week.
Yep.
For 134 yards.
Remember weather, Jared? Sorry, I hate to just stop being the weatherman, but it's something.
Meteorologist Drew Skyberg over here.
Thank you.
So
what's your Zach?
So in the Boston Scott League, the Dynasty League, we're all in. Going against Kyle, who is the top team in the league right now.
4-0.
With Javonte tearing his ACL. I'm debating between A.J. Dillon or Ramondre Stevenson.
Dillon.
You're asking me. Look, that Lions defense looked bad. I'll go Stevenson.
Split back, huh? Well,
PPR Zach.
Going with Stevenson.
Well, both are split backs, Jared.
No,
pick your
they're
poison.
really not because I mean they are, but like AJ Dillon got all the up the middle carries late in the game last week for the Packers. He sealed the game with those 10-yard runs.
No, there is no way you're telling me that no. They're not. They're both split
against
backs.
The Giants. Well, they are split backs, but Aaron Jones gets a lot more work out of the back.
But Jared, what if Bailey Zappe's starting? I mean, we saw him pass 15 times,
yeah, that's
but
true,
like I just feel I feel like your best bet here against Lions are worst defense or not Lions. Yeah, okay, yes, Lions worst defense, but I don't know. I'd take Ramondre.
Okay, let's go back to the draft. I know it's far past that, but would you rather have AJ Dillon come out of the draft or Ramondre Stevenson?
AJ Dillon.
And what has he not proven over Ramondre this year?
Oh, it's basically just matchups in the quarterback situation, Jared. It's nothing to do.
The matchup. The matchup's a big thing.
But the Giants' defense isn't anything special either, is it?
I'm taking Dillon.
They've been better against running backs in fantasy than the Lions have.
Well, the Lions' defense just gives up a lot of points. So
exactly. So
I need a kicker, by the way.
I got Chris Godwin. He's on the bench, and I have Waddle, Christian Kirk, and CeeDee Lamb starting.
Don't be surprised when you wake up. Don't be surprised when you wake up on Sunday morning and you see AJ Dillon and Saquon both have 15 fantasy points already.
I'll probably be up by 8:00. So I mean,
I just picked up my kicker because Matt Prater was ruled out.
Is Dustin Hopkins playing? Do you know yet? I know he's questionable, and I need to.
Riley Patterson is the guy who's going for me, the Jaguars kicker. If you're wondering, all in on the Jags is what
your start and sit thing.
All right, so this is probably a better one. I got Khalil Herbert. If Dave Montgomery is out, I got Khalil Herbert and Travis Etienne, or on my bench I have Chase Edmonds, Chris Godwin, Jacoby Myers.
Godwin.
He's in the podcast league.
Godwin. If he's healthy, fully healthy.
That's tough. I like
he's going to be playing.
I like Etienne this week. Shocker.
You got to start Godwin.
You do have to start Godwin. Oh, if Godwin's playing,
Khalil Herbert put up 10 points last week when he was
sounds
the primary
like Zach. Oh, Bears and Vikings too. It does sound like Herbert or Montgomery. He's trending to be back, but
is he
right now?
Even if he's not, I wouldn't even.
I think he might be limited though in the game. So, but regardless, I'm with Jared on this one. I think you take Godwin over Herbert.
What about Chase Edmonds? No,
I'd take Herbert over.
Edmonds is the red zone guy with Miami. I mean, we've seen it now, which
it's the same as James Conner. You take away his touchdowns, and he's got 2 points.
So, and Edmonds was a Cardinal last year, so it's actually a great comparison there. But I don't want to sail ship and say the hype for Chase Edmonds that I gave was bad and wrong and whatever. But I still feel like there's something.
He's just too risky to start.
Yeah. I still think red zone wise. I mean, if you saw it, he had he got a lot of the red zone work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, almost all of it. He was even targeted.
Yeah, he was
multiple times.
They just have a lot of weapons. It's hard to know who they're going
to
if they're passing.
That's where it's very frustrating. But
especially with Tua, if it's not Tua, if it is Bridgewater, you don't know who he's going to go to.
Can I throw one at you guys? So the main one I have right now is Damian Harris Mike Boone, Khalil Herbert, Travis Etienne, pick 2.
Pick 2.
Yes.
Etienne and Herbert.
Khalil Herbert.
Montgomery's out.
Etienne.
And
that's
so
what I have right now.
Boone, Herbert. Who are the other 2?
Boone, Herbert, Harris, Damian Harris, and Etienne.
Yeah, Etienne and
Harris. I have Herbert, Etienne, Zach.
I'd probably say Etienne and Herbert.
Etienne and Harris.
If you're so high on Stevenson this week, why are you going to Harris?
Because I think this could be a week where the Patriots have, like, both of them have 15 rushes for 100 yards and a touchdown or something.
I took that, Zach. I
Has that ever happened when both running backs have over 100 yards? I feel like that never
I would
happened.
assume at some point, but
like maybe like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
So the league I dubbed myself going all in is the worst record out of all my leagues, 1-3 right now.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Remember when after my draft, when you guys were all like, "Oh, you're not gonna win your league." Now I'm 4-0.
Drew, I'm also 1-3 in that league, and I am tanking. So,
but
got this game record.
I told you after that league. Wait, what league are we talking about?
You're not in this league, Jared.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because after
I've gotten very unlucky.
After I got done with work that day, you called me and I was like, I like my team. I'll be amazing this year. I'll be top 3 in the league this year, and I'll be pretty bad the next few years. You're like, you won't even be top 5 and talking all that. Now I'm 4-0.
I'm doing very well. Oh, actually, that's the league, Jared, I was thinking of, where I'm number 2 right behind you right now. 2-2 based on points scored.
So you're 2-2.
Scored the second most points in that league.
No one's 3-1.
No, nobody's 3-1. And I've been stockpiling picks. This is the league I'm most proud about, and it's like it's the league we just did this past off-season draft, so that's been good to see.
Yeah, Drew hyped up Pacheco and then traded him away, and then he's like, "Yeah, he's not that good anymore."
Now he's like,
I saw things, Zach.
He runs last week.
He did, yeah.
He did.
He's really quick.
I've talked about it, Zach, where I watched more tape. I watched camp. I watched the
preseason. You were in the lab.
Yeah. One could say I was in the lab, and I was not pleased with how he was attacking holes on the run. And obviously he looked a lot better than that, but like he likes to bounce it out a lot, at least is what I noticed in preseason. And he's done a lot better and not doing that. But I looked at that, and then plus looking at the offense he's in, although very explosive, very effective, I just don't know if I don't know what kind of upside I see. Because look, Edwards-Helaire's playing very well too. So like,
Helaire's rookie contract is up after next year, right?
Yeah, but like, are they going to really wait around that much, Stack, for an undrafted guy?
Yeah, probably not.
That's at least where I think.
I don't think they're going to stick with him if they have to. They're going to get someone else, definitely.
McKinnon's also gotten a nice role in there too.
Jared, can you just next year when fantasy football draft time comes around, can you remind me not to listen to any of Drew's advice?
He had a few good ones, but there was a
what?
list of
Why? Hold on.
Darnell Mooney.
No.
Chase Edmonds.
Next year, everything Drew says, I am disregarding.
Come
completely
on,
disregarding.
You were right on a few. I mentioned earlier. You were right on a few, like Elijah Mitchell. Gonna have a bad year.
I mean, I don't think we should be singling just me out here. Chris Olave, I said, was gonna do big things.
You had a few
so
good
far.
Ones. Yeah.
I did draft Christian.
That
Kirk,
is just my personal strategy for next year is to not listen to anything Drew says.
I went against his Darnell Mooney pick, and he had one good week. But I've been saying since the beginning, Justin Fields won't be able to get him the ball.
I'm pretty
Did
sure.
anyone think it was gonna be this bad though?
No, I didn't think it was gonna be that bad, but I knew it wasn't gonna be good at all.
That's why when I was hyping up the Bears, I did mention this before the season started. I said I like Montgomery, I like Mooney, I like Kmet. At least one or two of them are not gonna hit. I feel like one will. So far, I mean, when Montgomery's played, he looks like the right answer, but.
Did you say that?
I did say that.
I feel like you said we're hyping up all three. One of those aren't going to hit. I think you said.
Well, individually, I was hyping.
Yeah.
Well, you get the point. I did recognize that it was unrealistic predicting three guys being fantasy relevant in an offense like this.
Yeah.
Maybe I was
a majority of the things Drew is saying that I listened to have not turned out well for me. So
you listen to the wrong things, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I listened to like the 90% of the stuff you said.
Oh no, Cap. That yeah, you are lying, sir, but it's okay. Because I still see it. We're only 5 weeks through, and it sounds like I've been saying this. Where's that meme that I was showing you guys? That's exactly what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean?
The
like
clown
saying
thing,
we always got another week.
On the little red nose, and you got like the big wig and the face paint on.
Yeah, all I'm saying it's still only we're in week 5 just now. Things can change, seasons can change. So
Drew's gonna be saying that every week until week 17.
No, I'll probably cut that out like in the second half of the year.
Hold on, it's only week 15. There's still 4 weeks left.
Hey, I want to hear one more thing from you guys. So I've heard a few people say that Jonathan Taylor is not top 5. What do you think about that?
Are we talking fantasy or like?
We're just talking about overall running back in the league right now.
Talent-wise, he's definitely top 5, right?
He's got to be, right?
Yeah.
I'd say top 3. Yeah. Just want to make sure you guys were on the
I guess it's just depending on what you're evaluating the talent on. As a pass catcher, as overall just a running back.
Putting up the numbers, putting up the yards, the fantasy points, just his agility, everything. Just overall player.
Up to this point, I have not watched a Colts game this year.
You'll watch one on Thursday. So you'll
I think
he won't be playing, but it's just like how they've turned out or whatever. I haven't.
You have no idea how many people have come up to me and said, I'm looking to trade JT, or someone's given up JT. I'm like, dude, it's week 5. Just calm down.
JT's on the trade block in
every league. Yes. League. Like every league.
I believe Caden, proud listener of the podcast, has him on the trade block currently. But I think talent-wise so far this year, right? Saquon Barkley's looked like the most talented running back, right? Is that fair to say?
He's also in a great system that just
yeah. I mean,
that needs to rely on the run.
He's just looked. I mean, he's
like a young Derrick Henry, literally.
Oh yeah, he's a monster. I guess otherwise, guys who look talented. Chubb's looked way too touchdown dependent, but Chubb still has looked very good from a talent perspective.
If we're predicting like who's going to be the fantasy running back 1 at the end of the year, who are we picking today?
Nick Chubb.
Saquon.
Nick Chubb will be number 1. I think he will at least be top 3, but he'll be number 1 at the end of the year.
2 touchdown dependent for me, Saquon.
What if we go receiver?
Stephon Diggs.
That's a little bit tougher.
I'd say Stephon Diggs or Justin Jefferson. I think Kupp will be top 3. It's going to be Jefferson, Diggs, and Kupp. Same as what if basically started with. I
don't know. Just Jefferson, I've seen a lot of Mike Evans in terms of inconsistency. That's all I'll say. Like from like younger, you know what I mean? Like Mike Evans, where we'd see some stinkers. I'm seeing a lot of that with him.
I think most of that comes from Kirk Cousins too.
Yeah. But I'll say Jefferson or Kupp, but I'll say Jefferson.
I think Kupp just gets the most value because him and Everett are the only 2 targets that.
Oh yeah, the volume and PPR especially. Like that it's historic how good it is.
Yeah.
If we do, I'd say tight end would be probably too easy. It'd either be Kelsey or Andrews.
I'll say Kelsey.
I'd say Kelsey easily.
Yeah. So if we go, let's do quarterback.
I'd say either Josh Allen or Lamar.
You got to pick one, Jared.
Okay, then I'll say...
Wait, 4 or 6?
Huh?
4.
4 or 6 point per passing touchdown.
Drew starts one league where it's 6 point per passing touchdown, and he thinks every league is 6.
No. There have been a lot of leagues. 6 has actually been a growing thing. I don't know where you guys.
A majority are still 4.
I've only been in one of my 7 leagues this year.
Really, because I feel like I've been in more 6 than that. So, okay,
I'm gonna say that Josh Allen is gonna be the number 1. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
Okay,
I'll change my answer. Lamar.
And Zach's gonna go Justin Fields or Jalen Hurts.
Fields, yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
No. It's only week 5, guys. Relax. Justin Fields is the guy.
Yes, he's the guy. Who are you taking, Zach?
Josh Allen.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys have any other this or that's or whatever here before we wrap up?
No, because that's all I had.
I do want to mention though before we go. Right. Remember, use code J2M on Thrive to begin your journey to $1 million today. You can catch our parlays on the Instagram stories at Drew Sports Crew. And then also on Facebook, Drew Sports Crew. You can find it there. We are live on Twitch. If you do not know, it's Drew Sports Crew. Just search us on Twitch. Go follow us. You can watch the streams in there. It's a lot of fun. Right. You can ask questions, come on the show and all that good stuff. Otherwise, a few more announcements. We have a fantasy basketball podcast league draft that it's coming up soon. We actually filled the league, so we'll be doing some sort of stream for that. Zach, maybe we can have you on that. I know Jared and I will be talking on that for sure.
We'll see.
Bobby Portis? We asked you. I think we asked you, Zach, to be in the league, and you shut it down.
I've asked him probably 5 times, Jared.
Yeah.
You know who my first round pick would have been?
Who?
Bobby Portis.
Yeah,
hey, that's a good pick. You know, that's a good pick.
But we'll be doing that. There's already some trash talking. I don't know if Jared, if you saw the group chat. People are saying they've never lost leagues.
Oh wait, yeah, I did see that.
People are already, and including you, Jared. You've been already
sound
talking
like me.
trash.
Yeah, they sound like me when I go 4-0 in fantasy.
Yeah, but
Jared's
keep a lookout for that next week. Otherwise,
Zach, I'm over 500 in all except for one of my leagues. Well, besides the Boston Scott League, I'm 2-2. Stop. When I'm
otherwise
cash, you already got humbled, Zach, coming in with I'm the best team in the league, and now you're tanking. So
what?
He's taking 2 or 3 dynasty
leagues or something.
Please, Jared, enjoy the fact.
Tanking. Yeah.
Which league?
2 of 3 dynasty leagues, Zach.
The $10 one.
The 10 Drew's league?
Dynasty?
No,
yeah.
I'm not. Well,
Trey Lance and Drew
really derailed that season, but
Zach, you went 0 RB, and one of your running backs is Chase Edmonds.
Then in the other one that you're in, then I'm not. You're 1-3. You said.
Yeah. Oh, that one I'm tanking 100%. Yeah. I'm starting Ryan Tannehill and
oh my,
it's funny.
Garrett Wilson, I think. So yeah.
Okay, well, I think that's all the announcements I have. Right, if you want a J2M hat for yourself, $15, just reach out. We can take care of that. Yeah, Jared's showing it, flexing it.
It's right up there too.
Right, but otherwise, the power rankings have been up.
Other way.
Right, go check those out for Zach's controversial power rankings. Also, takeaways. Right, those have been up. No more spelling errors. Those are all gone. Those will never happen again. Right, Zach?
He'll be back eventually.
No,
give it a week or two.
We're saying no more
Pittsburgh.
All right.
Yeah, those ones are tough.
We're gonna wrap it up here then for myself, Drew Skyberg, Zach Roush, and Jared Valesky here on Journey to Million. So thank you all for listening to yet another episode of Drew's Sports Crew, the Journey to Million, the perfect podcast for you.